Hello Pisces, and welcome to your reading for the 1st until the 7th of July 2024. These are general readings, so please take what resonates and discard the rest. And we're just going to call in the archangels, ascended masters, light beings, spirit guides, our higher selves, and any other higher consciousness collectives that would like to be part of this reading would be most appreciated. So let's grab a card now, Pisces. I'm just going to cut the deck here, and this is going to be your card for your central theme. Here we are, Page of Cups. So something new that you have kind of maybe been doing for a little while, but it's relatively new, perhaps compared to some other things that you've been doing in life, that you have, it's been something creative, perhaps something inspirational, something that's kind of allowed you to move into perhaps expressing your emotions a little more, or it's helping you to come into contact with your emotions. It could even be a new relationship of sorts, a new friendship, or even a new group of like-minded people perhaps that you've come into contact with. We're going to grab a card now for your crossing energy, and then we'll continue with the tarot cards. I'm using the Fairy Wisdom Oracle deck today. I really love these cards. They've got awesome backs on them. And they also got pretty beautiful images as well. So we'll just grab one of these for your crossing energy. Page of Cups. Right, and here we have, wow, the oldest fairy. This might be a theme of perhaps, it could be about, listening and consulting, communicating with your elders, but it might also be about acknowledging the depths of wisdom within yourself, okay? There are, as wisdom comes with age, but it's interesting that we have the old and the young, or the young, the new and the old and the new, basically, I guess. This is a kind of almost a theme that came up in Scorpio's reading, which was to do with our inner child and our adult selves. It could be similar, but it might have some differences as well. So we're going to look into this now in the reading and just see how these two cards interact and what they are saying to us at this time, especially for you, Pisces. Let's grab here a card now for something that's happened recently. Five of Wands. So this does indeed look like a group of people that you have been, associated with. But it can be about you honing your skills. There could be a competitive element to this. So it might be a group of people that have come together for spiritual reasons, for creative reasons. Maybe you're working on a project together. So there could be, ups and downs with this. Maybe there are some challenges to do with like navigating the dynamics between people, and this also kind of looks like the new thing that you're doing here. But here you are on your own, but here you are in the group of people here, and it's kind of looking like, it can be an energy of an argument. Okay, an argumentative energy, but it's got this element behind it, the element of fire. So it's about all these people here are quite passionate about what they're doing, and they're also inspired. So they're all experiencing some type of spirit connection, or maybe they're all learning how to connect with spirit. Maybe they're learning how to connect with others whilst they're doing their spiritual purpose, or they're on their spiritual path. So this could be something that's happened recently for you, Pisces, where you've kind of come into contact with others in a little more for a spiritual reason or creative reason, or maybe a project. Okay, let's grab an energy now for something you're bringing from the past. And wow, Eight of Cups. So this is kind of looking like in the past, perhaps when things were not, when you had a feeling that things weren't really serving your best interests, or if there's something was missing from an experience or an opportunity, that you would be looking for a different type of opportunity. Okay. So this, I guess, this is Cups, whereas this is, fire. But it could even be here that maybe this group of people that you've just recently begun associating with, that there may be something missing, or maybe it wasn't what you thought it was, and you are deciding to just kind of, well, I'm just going to go and maybe try and find a different group, or maybe you do something different. But we're going to grab a card now to see what what's likely to, you know, transpire as a result of these energies. I mean, Pisces, you are a very sensitive sign, you know, being the mutable water sign, okay? So it's understandable that you're going to feel, you know, you're going to be feeling these energies, you know, quite intensely, okay? And it probably would be enough to cause you to, you know, be moving away from it. And maybe this is what you've done in the past too. I'm going to grab a card now. We're going to see. So, wow, the Knight of Cups arrives again. I think it was in either Scorpio or Cancer reading. This is a card about love. See the love hearts there. But it can be about a card of self-love. So it might even be that, you know, if this energy here in this group of people, if this is not sort of loving and compassionate enough for you, and you're needing to move away from that, it may well be that either there's one or two things that this card might mean. One of them is that you begin to love yourself more, bring yourself into, have a much, I guess what I'm trying to say is, have your emotional boundaries in place, love yourself more so that you feel strengthened on the inside to deal with this situation, if this is something that you really wanted to do. Or it might be that, so this could be about strengthening yourself on the inside. Or it may be about, and it could be about both things, is about bringing some love into this situation here. So this might be around you cultivating, first of all, more love for yourself, but also perhaps compassion, and injecting some compassion and understanding and love into this situation. Or perhaps lightening it up, having some fun. This guy, he's barefoot on the broomstick here, and there's actually sharks underneath here. So this is interesting, isn't it? Because it's sort of like, okay, well, if there's a bit of, you know, shark kind of behaviour going on here, it might be that perhaps you can be the bringer of the lighter energy, if there's a way to transmute that somehow. But it might also be about you directing more self-love to yourself to build up your energy field so that you feel that you can cope with this, okay? Yeah, it's quite interesting, because the other thing here too, Pisces, is that with these cards here, your ability to, well, you have a lot of wisdom, okay? And you also love to be creative and do new things and be, you know, experimental, okay? Experiment with new things and creativity. So it's almost like perhaps if you see yourself more as this energy here, then perhaps you are more likely to, you know, move away from anything that's not of this beautiful, subtle vibration here. But if you are acknowledging your inner wisdom and your depths and your understanding and your compassion, maybe you almost, you know, maybe you do have what it takes to actually transmute this whole situation here. Maybe you can inject something. It's not that you're responsible for what other people are feeling or saying, but maybe if there's a diversion is needed, or maybe a shift in attention, that maybe you are going to activate your inner wisdom to bring that about. So it's really a case of just, you know, take what resonates with that. But there may be other meanings for you that come up with the images on these cards. I mean, I really love this. It's just like, you know, we've got the almost like the low vibe, the risk or the danger here, so to speak. And here we are, you know, we're just flying above that, and we're focusing on love, and we're just transmuting this. Can you see, like, if he was dwelling on this bit under here, it would be more difficult for him to stay on the broom. But because he's focused on the higher frequency, okay, he can stay on the broom, he can stay the course, okay. And this could be what this little theme reading is about here for you, Pisces, possibly. It's just keeping the high frequency vision. Let's grab a card now for an opportunity that might be coming in for you. Wow, Four of Wands. Isn't this absolutely fascinating? Because we went to the Five of Wands, and now we have the Four of Wands. So this is celebration, positivity, reaching a milestone, going, you know, and it's almost like, it's looking now, Pisces, like if you've recently moved into this and you're inspired in this situation, even though there's a lot of this sort of, perhaps there's a bit some arguments and some, you know, vibey stuff going on that doesn't feel that harmonious to you. It could be that, you know, once things transpire and giving it time and perhaps injecting, building up your boundaries and trying to inject some lightheartedness into the situation, that maybe with this group of people you will be going through, you know, some ups and downs, but you will be coming out on top, and you will be, you know, you will all be celebrating together in the end, or there will be an opportunity for you all to celebrate, okay? But I think, Pisces, it's going to take for you to associate with not only your inner child self here, but your deep wisdom. You're really valuing the mature adult experience part of yourself, and just perhaps doing some consolidation. So looking where you've been and what you've done. So it's almost like these cups here, Pisces. If this is something that you're going, well, I'm turning away from this, would it be worth you perhaps to turn around and just look at, if these are all experiences that you've had and all the things that you've done, maybe really gleaning out of all of those cups what you've gained, what strength, what talent, what skill you've acquired from doing that. And then really taking that, you know, not turning your back on what you've done, but really somehow ritualizing it, bringing it together, maybe doing an art form or some writing, and really writing from the heart about where you've been, what you've done, and all of that sort of stuff. And then really coming together and in like an empowered way, because we have this, you know, Five of Wands, we're going to Four of Wands, and it literally looks like, you know, some of the similar people here, and now they're celebrating. And I feel like it's to do with that you are going to be one of these people, but that you need to bring in, you know, your own self-love, and also be the, perhaps inject a bit of your light worker self in there, and just bring in some light and some transmuting some energy somehow. There may even be some skills and abilities here that you have to offer in this situation, okay? So yeah, and rather than considering yourself as the learner or as, oh, this is all new to me, don't forget everything else that you've done in life, okay? And really acknowledging that, because, I mean, it's looking like from this reading that you have as much experience and wisdom as this guy here, or gal, or person, elf, fairy, okay? So it's sort of like, yeah, just really honouring that. And somehow, yeah, consolidating it, even ritualizing it, maybe creating a beautiful artwork that represents your life so far and everything you've done. And if you spend time on that, perhaps over several weeks or a couple of months, you spend a bit of time regularly, whatever, weekly or whatever, that every time you do that, make it a meditation. Like, go into your self-reflective, honouring of self zone, and just go, okay, so today I'm going to do a little work in the corner here of my big piece. I'm going to just focus on maybe, you know, the ages between 20 and 30, like what I was doing during that time and what I gained, and really focus on the positives that you gained from that, and the strengths and the experiences, because our souls, we learn so much when we come here on earth. You know, this is why it's a very popular place to be, and, you know, many souls, I think, want to incarnate here. We are sitting here thinking that we've got the bad end of the stick, but in actual fact, we've got the most glorious end of the stick, because we've had the most breadth, width and depth of experience while we've been here, and I think we really need to honour that. Let's grab a card now, Pisces, for your some inner dreams or inner wishes and desires. Wow, the Star. And Spirit, I feel like you are very orchestrating my readings today in these water signs, because the Star has come out in the same position for, I think it was Cancer or Scorpio. And this is your deepest desire, which is to feel connected, to feel aligned with Source, with Earth, Gaia energies, and with the galactic realms here, to feel really a part of something that's going on around you, to be able to connect to things with depth and meaning and authenticity, and to be able to feel really true to yourself, true to your soul, and true to your spirit, okay? Which is just gorgeous. I really love this card in this deck, and I actually really love this deck in general, because we have a lot of nature in here, okay? There's water here, we've got the earth, and it's almost like the fire of the stars back here as well. And of course, we have the air or that ether energy too. So this is like a full element card, okay? So this is, I think, Pisces, your deepest desire is just feel really in harmony, in peace and bliss and connection, okay? And yeah, let's grab a card now for your something in your environment. And the other thing too, I'll just pop in, is that, I mean, Pisces, you are a very sensitive sign, and this is why when you want this peace, harmony and connection, and yet when you go out in the world and you want to do what you want to do, you know, we come across this type of energy, and then it becomes it's a challenge for us, isn't it? Because we have to then muster up the inner strength, or muster up the skill and the ability to be able to navigate through that, okay? But you have that within you, Pisces, okay? I think it's like you underestimate yourself, and I'm not saying you undervalue yourself, but I think you underestimate what you bring to the table, because you have the power to really shift that energy into that, okay? Or to certainly be a part, when this celebration is ready to happen, that you will be a part of that, and you have the strength to do that. This is in your environment, which is the Queen of Pentacles, another beautiful feminine energy, really nurturing, all about growth and development. So other people view you as someone who's really nurturing, okay? And it's also suggesting that in your environment or around you, your conditions are such that it's conducive for you to go through personal growth, and to really cultivate an abundant attitude and an abundant life for yourself, okay? So that's really gorgeous. Very positive, very positive. And yeah, let's grab a card now for your long-term goal. Okay, or it might be a challenge or something you're concerned about. Now here we have the King of Pentacles. So this is a very fixed energy, but it's also it's a holding space energy. It's very connected to matter and physical experience. So, and it's also comes straight after the Queen. So these are, you know, the couple, the divine, or the, you know, the counterparts here. So this is almost like, you know, your feminine aspect and your masculine aspect. So I'm just going to keep going, because we're just going to grab the last card, and then we'll talk more about the King of Pentacles in a minute. So the best course of action, we're just going to see what that is for you, Pisces. And wow, the Tower. Okay, so I will come back to this card in a second. At the moment, I just really wanted to quickly talk about this Queen of Pentacles again. The reason being is that she has her hat and her broom here, and here is a hat and a broom. So this is almost like a teenage version of you, okay? And here is the, you know, the hat and the broom. So this is almost like a childlike version. So your inner child, and perhaps you've just been awakening your inner child. Here you are, you know, perhaps that's either teens or young adult or adulthood as well. Okay, and here you are celebrating with that group, and here you are taking some time out for yourself, feeling abundant, and it's like you still that hat, but see how there's a maturity that's happened here. So there's some wisdom that's been gained or that's been accessed, okay, which is also symbolized by the wisdom here, this fairy figure, okay. So I think, Pisces, this is about you really honoring your wisdom, this reading. Now, the thing that could be concerning you is that this energy here is followed by the Tower. So it could be that there may be a connection with an energy or a person here that may need to be reconstructed or reevaluated or something like that. It's almost looking, can you see how we've got 1, 2 and 3? This is the best course of action is the Tower. So it's almost to allow something to crumble or allow the pieces to fall where they may. Okay, so it's really a case of if you feel that this energy is like perhaps not allowing you to experience this because this might be too earthly, too grounded, too like extremely pragmatic, extremely, whatever, that it could be about how you are going to allow yourself to experience this. Whether this might be someone that you are in a deep connection with. It could be a partner or a friend or whatever. But it's almost like you may have to allow this, if this is a relationship for you, you might have to allow it to transmute so that, or for it to have it go through a phase of change so that then it can be rebuilt in a new way, okay? Now, take what resonates, because this could also be just your tendency to be earthed, to be grounded, or to be to perhaps over associate with the energy of this person. Okay, so it might just mean that you need to perhaps spend less time in the presence of that energy. Okay, and to perhaps not if this is, because this is in the position of something that may be causing you concern, okay, or it's a long-term goal. So, I mean, if this is a long-term goal of yours, that means that you would be primarily concerned with physical existence and accumulating wealth and perhaps providing that for others. If that's a goal of yours, then that's absolutely fine. In this reading, you have this is your deepest desires here, which is really about connecting to spirit and earth, okay? So it might mean that you have to, if you are very connected to physical existence and matter and accumulating wealth at the expense of experiencing your spiritual self and your spiritual path, then maybe this is what needs to be re-evaluated. Okay, so if you do have a tendency to focus on, primarily for the most part, to focus on wealth accumulation, physical existence, and having all of the creature comforts and luxuries if it's at the expense of your spiritual life, then that needs to change. But if you are being spiritual, you have time for that as well as time for this, then that's probably a different matter, okay? I'm going to grab a couple of cards for clarification here, because this reading is quite interesting. Let's clarify. Let's clarify the Tower, because The Tower can be like change, recalibration. It might just be a change in values, a change in beliefs. So it might be a, you know, for example, if you are a traditionalist and perhaps you feel that it is your job role, say if you're a woman, it's your role to support the man in whatever he does, then, but yet there's things that you want to do and you want to achieve, then maybe that idea needs to be changed about you just being there for the, you know, your partner, okay? Because in the new frequency, we really do all need to be responsible and present for ourselves and for our own spirit connection. And we are responsible for our own frequency. Okay, we can't make someone else responsible for our own frequency because they have their own frequency to look after. Okay, that's their responsibility. So let's just clarify the Tower. Thanks, Spirit. Yeah, the Tower can be like, yeah, allowing the pieces to fall where they are, where they may, but then it's usually followed by a healing phase, and which is usually the star. The star is the healing, okay? So it might be that you are needing to heal or change or perhaps shift the frequency of some values and beliefs that you have around relationships or family members or that type of thing, okay? Let's have a look here. So I'm going to clarify the Tower. Wow, 7 of Cups. Yeah, so that's suggesting that that's going to allow you, this allowing things to, the pieces to fall where they may, and to recalibrate, to reorient, means that your choices, there are going to be more choices open to you, okay, rather than it just being, if this is the choice at the moment, if this is the energy that you are putting all of your time and attention into, whether that's a person or a way of life for you, then the Tower moment will mean that it's almost like all of these cups will come out of the so-called towel, that construct, okay. The other thing I just wanted to note was that here with the star, we have all these colours coming out of the hand. So it's the energy. Here we have all the different colours coming out of the cups, okay? And these are completely different decks, right? The other thing I was wanting to mention was that here, when you are walking away, okay, you're wearing blue. So you're attempting to do what's true for you, okay? And we did mention about cultivating some boundaries so that you wouldn't necessarily have to walk away from these cups, that you can still, you know, come back and participate in that. But here you are. This is more dramatic. Can you see the difference in the clothing here? This is red, and it's almost like this figure here. She's actually smiling, and it's like there's almost like an empowerment kind of pose, or there's an alignment or a strength to that person. It's almost like she's got this look on her face of like, well, yeah, I knew this was coming, and I knew that it was inevitable, but it's okay, I've got this. Right, so this is about perhaps another benefit for being able to cultivate self-love and strength and being able to gain the support of others, Pisces, is that when you do need to make changes to move yourself up in frequency so that you can achieve your desires here, is that it will give you, this support will give you the strength to perhaps transmute some unhelpful beliefs and perhaps values and attitudes that you've been living with in, you know, with regard to your relationships, whether that's friendships, partner or family, or yeah, work connections even, right? So, because sometimes it is true sometimes we go through changes, we can't do it all on our own. And I know, like, I think, you know, Pisces, we do have a tendency to want to do things on our own. But this is also what makes us very capable and, you know, makes you very wise, okay? Because you have great skills of introspection and you know yourself very well. Excuse me. Are we going for time? Well, these readings are going a bit longer today. Let's also quickly clarify the King of Pentacles, and then I'm going to grab a Moonology card to finish off, and a Moonology Oracle. So, yeah, let's see what this King of Pentacles is about here. Okay, so it's clarified by the Ace of Cups. And I think what that means is that if this is very earthy and grounding and physical and almost, yeah, kind of masculine and holding space for others, okay, this is about you, Cups. The way to shift this energy for yourself is to focus on your inspiration, your spiritual connection, your capacity to generate and divine love within yourself. See this here? This Knight of Cups, I love this card. It's about the same thing. So he's holding a cup. It could be this cup here. The Ace of Cups is pure divine love potential. And for you to realize that, I mean, even you may be experiencing love with this connection here. But there's also, you know, like the love of Source, the love of the divine love that we all experienced as potential before we individuated out into like individual soul energies. We were part of Source. This is almost like a Source, divine love Source card. So it's a reminder for you that even if there is a Tower moment, you have 7 cups, but you also have this big cup here. So it's really going to be a call for you, Pisces, that if you do experience or you feel that you are going through a major shift, a transition or a change, to really focus on loving yourself. Focus on the love you have between your spirit guides. Focus on doing those things that put you in connection with spirit, that make you, the things that make you feel joyful, make you feel happy, and make you feel loved. And particularly, you know, putting yourself in situations where you can, you know, receive or cultivate, you know, love between yourself and a group of or some other people, okay? But it might also be about, you know, if this is, whether this is you or another person, okay, this air of earth energy. It could also be about bringing in some water energy. So that could be music, poetry, art, creativity, spirituality, bringing some of that into this very fixed, dense energy. And this is like feminine water, okay? Almost bringing some femininity into this heavy, dense energy to really lighten that up. So that could be something that may work as well. So let's grab a Moonology card now. Oh my goodness, we're going to 33 minutes. Okay, apologies for the length of this reading, and apologies if I have repeated myself, but anywho. Let's grab a Moonology card, and yeah, I mean, Pisces, you have a lot of wisdom, and I think, you know, it's about really honouring that and maybe doing some artwork or some journaling on that theme for yourself. Okay, new moon in Cancer, and this says relax. So this could be about you, Pisces, grabbing some time to relax and perhaps be in nature, really, experience this connection now as much as possible, okay? So that you can start to feel that you are embodying your deepest desires, and that you are, you know, with spirit here, okay? And this is, you know, the water sign as well. So yeah, just really relaxing down. And just feeling coming into yourself, and really also similar advice to Scorpio or Cancer, I can't remember who it was, but bringing your adult self together with your inner child and building on these boundaries and inner strength that's going to enable you to, basically perhaps either moving away and finding a new situation here, or moving back into that and really surviving and experiencing the celebration that comes at the end of it, okay? because, I mean, you deserve it. Pisces, you've been through a lot. And yeah, but whatever happens, Spirit has your back, okay? And you have, you know, lots of choices and options open to you. So that's what I have for you today. And yeah, I hope that's been helpful. And in the meantime, yes, I look forward to our next reading. But in the meantime, hope you have a great day and awesome week. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.